Hello everyone and welcome to today's PC build video. Today we will be installing a Samsung EVO SSD drive and a Seagate Barracuda hard disk into our PC. Now we are going to be unboxing the Samsung VNAND 970 EVO NVMe M.2 hard disk. This hard disk uses the PCIe M.2 2280 interface and offers enhanced bandwidth, lower latency for the best gaming experience possible, 4K videos, and VR content designers. The specs say that it can read at speeds of up to 3500 megabytes per second and write at speeds of 2500 megabytes per second. It can also random read at speeds of up to 500,000 IOPS. The specs say that the thermal guard monitors and maintains proper operating temperatures to minimize drops in performance. We are using the 500 GB M.2 hard drive for installing the Windows 10 operating system and all software programs and games. This is to take advantage of the faster read/write speeds. For data storage and file storage, we will be using the regular hard disk drive, in this case the Seagate Barracuda 2TB SATA hard disk. The specs say it has a cache memory installed size of 256 megabytes. It also has a hard disk rotational speed of 7200 RPM. For the installation of the SATA hard disk drive, you will be installing the SATA power cable that comes with the power supply. After that, you will be installing the SATA data cable that comes with the motherboard. We bought the hard drive separately and did not receive any of the cables mentioned above. Make sure to do your research to see if the cables are included when buying the hard drive. Once you have finished the installation of your cables, you are ready to move on to the next installation. Now for the installation of the M.2 solid-state drive, you will be removing the heatsink that is protecting the PCIe slot. You will do that by unscrewing these screws. After you have done that, you will be unscrewing the screw shown here. The screw holds the SSD into place after the installation. Once you have done that, you can place the M.2 SSD into the slot, making sure not to break anything. You can tell where it has to go based on a little indent on the slot, which fits into the indent in the SSD. Once you have done that, you will be screwing in the screw that we took out earlier to hold the drive into place. After that has been done, you will be installing the heatsink back on by screwing it back in. This will make sure that the drive doesn't get too hot, as it will get very hot while the PC is on, and the heatsink will distribute the heat all around. That's going to be it for the installation. The only thing left is wiring it at the end of the PC build. Now we are going to be installing the Seagate hard disk to the PC box. We have here a hard disk holder which we will screw the hard disk into using the screws and screw holes shown now. Slide the disk into the holder while aligning the screw holes on the hard disk holder to the screw holes which are located on the hard disk. Once you have done that, you can insert the screws and screw them in to hold the hard disk into place. We are now going to be demonstrating how to stack the holders on top of one another. This is of course if you want to use multiple hard disks. In our case we did not, but we are going to be demonstrating it anyway, just in case you need to know how. Here we have the EV3A power supply already installed into the PC case. We also have the hard disk already installed and screwed in as well. Here we have the data cable from the motherboard and the SATA cable from the power supply, which we will be installing into the hard disk. We have already demonstrated how they will be plugged in earlier in the video. Now we will be plugging in the cables. Make sure to align them properly and insert them well. Once you have done that, you will have been finished with wiring the hard disk. As you can see here, the motherboard has 6 slots to plug in 6 different hard disks. We only used one. That's going to be it for today's PC build. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.